Have you ever looked at someone and thought they had it all? The luxury car, the designer clothes, the big house, the latest phone, the lifestyle that screams success. But what if I told you that much of what you see is not real wealth, but carefully hidden debt? This is the trap many fall into, where debt is confused with wealth. And while it may look shiny on the outside, it is often hollow on the inside. Debt and wealth are not the same thing. Debt is money you owe. Wealth is money you own. But in today's world, the two are often mistaken for each other. People believe that because they can buy something, they must be wealthy. In truth, they are only borrowing tomorrow's income to pay for today's image. Think about credit cards. With a single swipe, you can look like you have money. You can sit in a restaurant, order the best meal, take pictures, and post it online. But at the end of the month, that meal is not just what you paid for. Interest has added its price. Debt has added its weight. What looked like wealth in the moment is actually a bill waiting for you in the future. The same happens with cars. A person making a modest salary takes out a loan for a car worth more than half their yearly income. To the outside world, it looks like they have arrived. Neighbors watch them pull into the driveway. Friends admire the shiny wheels. But each month, the payments drain their pockets, miss a few payments, and the car is gone. That is not wealth. That is an illusion. The housing market is another example. People believe owning a big house is the ultimate sign of success, but many are house rich and cash poor. Almost every dollar they make goes into paying the mortgage, with nothing left for savings, emergencies, or investments. On paper, they look wealthy. In reality, they are trapped. Why do people confuse debt with wealth? One reason is cultural pressure. Society has taught us to measure success by what we show, not by what we actually have. The car you drive, the clothes you wear, the house you live in, these become the scoreboard of life. And so, people borrow to keep up, even if it means burying themselves in debt. Another reason is access to easy credit. Banks and companies make borrowing simple. Credit cards, loans, and payment plans are offered at every turn. And when you borrow, it feels like you suddenly have more money. But access to credit is not the same as having wealth. Wealth grows with time. Debt grows with interest. The silent cost of debt is one most people do not see until it is too late. Debt steals peace of mind. It takes away freedom. It traps you into working jobs you do not like just to keep paying for, things you no longer even enjoy. $1,000 phone ends up costing $1,500 or $2,000 when interest piles up. A vacation that lasted 1 week leaves you with years of repayment. But here is the truth. Real wealth is different. Real wealth is not loud. It does not always look flashy. Real wealth is having savings in the bank. It is owning assets that work for you, like investments, businesses, or property. It is having freedom to make choices without being chained by bills. Fake wealth is built on debt. Real wealth is built on discipline. Fake wealth makes you a slave to appearances. Real wealth gives you control of your future. The person in designer clothes with unpaid bills is not wealthier than the person in simple clothes with money saved up. The person with an old, fully owned car is richer than the person with a brand new car drowning in debt. Wealth is not about what you show, it is about what you keep. It is not about how much money flows through your hands, but how much remains after the spending is done. If your income stopped tomorrow, how long could you live on what you have? That is the true test of wealth. Debt can have its place when used wisely. It can be a tool when it builds something greater like an education, a business, or an investment that creates income. But when debt is used only to show off, it is not a tool. It is a trap. One day the car breaks down, the phone becomes outdated, the clothes fade, but the debt remains. So the next time you see someone flaunting riches, ask yourself, do they own it, or does the bank own it? And the next time you feel tempted to borrow money for appearances, remember, you may impress people for a moment, but you will pay for it far longer than their applause lasts. Real wealth is silent. Real wealth is steady. Real wealth does not need to prove itself to anyone. Build wealth that frees you, not debt that traps you. Do not let debt rent you a fake lifestyle. Build wealth that buys you peace, security, and freedom. Because in the end, wealth is not about looking rich.